Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy.
And welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College for the fourth and final game of day 2 of the Raptors tip-off tournament. I'm Michael Brown, joined once again by my partner, Andre Anderson, and we are looking at two teams, Andre, that really need a win.
Yeah, both teams haven't got a single win yet this season, but it's still early on. MC, I know for sure, though, would love to end up the tournament with a win on their home court.
Yeah, they would like to follow the example that they just saw by the MC women's team, who, if you joined us late, came out on top, beating Monroe 66-59, and also avenging a real tough loss in last year's tip-off tournament to the Mustangs from Monroe. So MC men, they fell last night to the Community College of Morris, County College of Morris team, and so they and Union, of course, fell earlier in the day yesterday to Paul Camp. Mm-hmm. Both games were close, but both these teams came out on the short end of the stick. So we'll see what they learned from their losses last night, and let's see if they can turn things around. I know the Raptors, in particular, the last thing they want to do is be 0-4 at the start of the season.
Yeah, I know they definitely would not be happy with that, and I know their coach as well would not be happy with that at all. So this is a good chance for them to, like you said, learn from last night, come out here with a lot of energy. Hopefully they can slow the pace down a bit, because that was, I think, kind of a big factor with them yesterday, losing the ball, taking some shots that were a little bit off balance. But all those things combined, let's hope they can get a win here.
The Raptors will be in black. Union will be in white. The Raptors are the home team. Our officials are Tommy Bennett, Andrew Lampool, and Charles Willis. And we are set to get underway. We'll set the starters for Union. Number 2, Maurice McKnight. Number 3, Jordan Miller. Number 5, Tyshawn Dukes. Number 11, David McKnight. And number 23, Kamal Williams. For the Raptors, number 0, Christian Martin. Number 2, Jaden Robinson. Number 3, Benito Calla. Number 5, Ibrahim Abdul Mateen Robinson. And number 22, Will Chichua. I think one thing the Raptors absolutely need to do is try to get the ball in the hands of Will Chichua more often.
Yeah, dominant player.
He is a dominant player. He is the focal point of the team. And in my opinion, really, the offense should run through him. And there's Abdul Mateen Robinson with a bucket. But I didn't think Chichua got enough touches last night.
Yeah, I mean, they made it his opponent made it difficult yesterday. It wasn't easy. And like I said, I think the game plan was a little bit rushed, or maybe it was a little bit antsy because it was the first game of the tournament that they played. But maybe if they slow down to here and they really do look for Chua, he could be a focal point today.
Both these teams have good size, deep benches. Well, I shouldn't say deep benches for the Raptors because they are missing several players because of injury. So what looked to be a very, very deep bench for head coach Jamal Wise and the Raptors prior to the start of the season is not the case right now. He's got a rather short bench because of injury. Union, however, is quite deep. There's Chichua on a nice pass from Benito Calla. So the Raptors out to a quick 5-2 lead. Head coach for Union College is Devin Stanberry. He's in his 7th season. Head coach for the Raptors is Jamal Wise. He's in his 2nd. His assistants are Elliot Headley, Junior Blackman, and Ted Green. And there's a foul on Martin. And that'll put Jordan Miller on the line. Jordan Miller had an excellent game last night for Union. Rather, I should say yesterday afternoon. It just seems like night because it feels like we've been here for a fortnight. So one thing we want to correct from last night's game is due to an error by the person doing some of the prep work for the tournament. I had some incorrect home cities for players on the Union team, and I'll take full responsibility for that, and I want to offer my apologies to the Union team, the players, and the coach for misidentifying their hometowns. The important thing is they play for Union College. Their head coach is Devin Stanberry. And he's had a very successful program there. Wow, Jaden Robinson really got up for that rebound. From the corner, off. Saved by Tyshawn Dukes. And Kamal Williams, number 23, restarts the offense. And gets his own rebound. Dukes puts it up, no good. And that foul is going to be on number 11, David McKnight. He was over the back of Calla. Final game of the 2023 MC tip-off tournament. Martin to Robinson to Calla. Martin down the lane.
Good
dishes,
finish.
Nice dish and nice finish by Abdul Mateen Robinson.
I like how MC's playing today. They started off a lot better, I feel like, than they did in the last game. So far, so good.
So far, so good. They trailed the entire game yesterday. Never could quite catch up. It got very close, but couldn't quite catch up. McKnight off the back of the rim, no good. Calla with the rebound. Tried to get it to Chachua, but McKnight got in the way, poked it away. Dukes has his shot blocked, but he will go to the line.
That kind of looked like a clean block, but
Probably over the over the back situation. So Tyshawn Dukes, 6'6" sophomore, makes the first. Second shot off the front of the rim and bounces in. Makes them both. 7-6 Raptors. Little pressure from Union. There's Chichua. Drives the baseline and scores, and he'll go to the line. Got a chance for a three-point play. Checking in for Union is number 1, Lamar Austin. Comes in for McKnight. Chichua's foul shot bounces around and drops through. Three-point play for Will Chichua. So he's off to a better start than he was last night.
Yes, he is.
That's encouraging for the Raptors. Dukes, power move, has it blocked by Abdul Mateen Robinson, but Dukes picks up the loose ball and scores.
Yeah, he is a strong guy down there.
He really is. Long arms, big shoulders. And he's got Chichua. Actually, they're in the zone. There's Chichua from the foul line, in and out.
And if they're going to continue playing that zone, that's going to be a very good spot for Chichua to kind of like hover around.
Yeah.
He's going to have a lot of space right there, catch and shoot, catch the ball, turn around and shoot as well. That could be a spot.
Union's a little cold. Boy, that was just a Lamar Austin just knocked Benito Calla out of the way. No call. We'll be happy to see that. There were a lot of fouls called in last night's game. Here comes Martin. And he's fouled by Austin. Martin was trying to dish it to Chichua.
Yeah.
He was doing the right thing instead of trying to force it up. Raptors up to Chichua. Takes it. Oh, just rolled off. There's a deep three by Jordan Miller. And Union is in front now, 11-10. Martin in traffic. Here comes Union. And that's 31, Vernon Lee. He had an impact last night.
Quick turnaround from Union. Just like that, they're in the lead now by 3.
Yep. And the pace looks frenetic again. Good look at the Devin Stanberry and his Owls. There's some of the crowd studying their phones.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? They might be watching the game online. Tell them.
I think they are.
Tell everybody about that, Andre.
Yeah. So if you want to be just like these, these great fans that are watching the game online, well, actually, they're watching the game online if they're hearing this right now. But on Montgomery College's YouTube channel, under the live section, you will see the game that's actually happening now, which you're watching. But there's other games as well that you can watch after this one. And on top of that, there's a lot of great content about things that go on at the school, for instance, student activities, things with our college president, things that go on, for instance, like shows and plays and there's a lot of things that go on at the good block. A lot of things that go on at the college, and you can see all of those videos on the Montgomery College YouTube channel.
That was a great block there by Chichua. We're going to get another look at it. Boom! He thwarted Vernon Lee's drive down the lane. So Thomas Lockery in now for the Raptors, number 20. He was quite the spark off the bench last night.
Yeah, he was one of the big reasons. Ooh, good
another
block.
block by Abdul Mateen Robinson. Here comes Jaden Robinson with it. Back out to Kala. Double team, trapped on the sidelines, and that's a turnover. And the Raptors will inbound it. Delay of game, I'm not sure what that was about. But they called it delay of game. There's no penalty involved. Benito Calla with the drive down the lane for the bucket, puts the Raptors within one. And there's a foul. It's going to be on Lockery. Jordan Miller on the line. He makes the first. And in comes Sebastian Dokum for the Raptors. Number 42. Talk about imposing presence down low.
6'10". That's where all my extra height went to him. That's why I'm just a regular sized human, so that he could be as tall as he is.
So Calla working against that pressure. Kasheem Walton is now in for Union, number 22. So both Union substituting freely. And, we've talked about this throughout the day. The Raptors might be a little fatigued after last night.
Yeah.
They played less than 24 hours ago. It was a very intense game against Morris. So see how the Raptors rebound physically as well as ability-wise. And Lockery, boy, that was dangerous. He almost hit a chair over there. Jordan Miller brings it up for Union.
Out of bounds.
And, we've seen that a lot this weekend. Kasheem Walton doing it this time. They step on the out of bounds line. Calla working against Walton. Lockery Abdul Mateen Robinson can't get it to go. Rebound to Ahmad Kennedy, number 32. He didn't play much last night, but he is a big fella. And he is every bit the match to Dokum size-wise. 6'9".
I would love to see Dokum get involved in this game.
I would too.
Yeah, last game he wasn't too much involved.
Chua off the back of the iron. Had a pretty good look. No, I'm with you. I would like to see Sebastian Dokum stay out there and have an impact. He's got the potential.
He does.
Obviously, he's young.
Yeah.
They're still working with him. He's, like we talked about yesterday, coaches like to use the phrase a work in progress.
Yeah.
And actually the whole team at this stage of the game is a work in progress for both teams.
And that's good. I mean, it's a long season, and you would literally hope that throughout the season that you work and progress.
Right.
So I would love if the coach said, oh, he's a work in progress. That means that I have potential to grow.
That's right.
And he does.
It's a positive comment.
It is.
It's not a negative.
Oh, not at all.
It's a positive. Lee trying to get it in. He does. To Kennedy. Back to Lee. Little fadeaway. That was very nicely done by Vernon Lee. Abdul Mateen Robinson lost it. Oof. And we got a blocking foul on Lockery. He does not agree.
Of course.
He has a slight objection to that call. So that's 5 team fouls now on both teams. As he fouled Jordan Miller on the drive down the lane. Lee trying to get it in bounds. And boy, that was like a NFL pass over the defense to get that ball in bounds. Lee again with the drive. And Raptors will inbound it in the backcourt. Christian Martin with the ball. To Abdul Mateen Robinson, to Lockery. He drives, puts it up, Ooh. No good. To Chua with a great rebound and a reverse. Little little dipsy-do there. Used the basket.
Okay. It's a new one.
He used the basket as part of his defense. But Union up by 8. And there's a blocking foul on Walton. Kasheem Walton.
Yeah, so can you explain to me what the upsy-dipsy-do is?
Well, it's basically when they cross under the basket.
Okay.
And, in that case, Chua started on the left-hand side of the basket.
Yeah.
Went under it and
okay.
Using the basket to protect the ball, in effect.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's the official name, but that's what I came up with at the moment.
We can make it official.
After having been here for 96 hours in the last 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay. From now on, the upsy dipsy do.
I may have to patent that term.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Doka makes the first foul shot. He struggled from the line last night. He is an imposing specimen, I'll tell you that. Man, he looks like he's made out of granite. He is chiseled. There's the dish and a little flip in by Ahmad Kennedy. So a nice dish from Jordan Miller. He's been an impressive player this weekend.
He has been. He has the ball in his hands a lot as well.
Yes.
So he's able to facilitate for his team and kind of like dictate the offense.
Little jumper by Sebastian Dokum after the rebound, after the offensive rebound. That was a nice looking development.
That's what I'm looking for from him.
Just over 7 minutes to go in the half. And here come the Raptors. Martin. Tip.
There he goes.
Brings it down.
Oh.
And had it taken away. Bodies all over the place. People are holding heads. As number 22, Kashim Walton, seemed to take the worst of that. A little slow getting up. Timeout on the floor. Raptors trail by 7. Final game of the second day of the Raptors tip-off tournament.
There's some more people watching the game on the Montgomery College YouTube page.
There you go.
These kids are also watching it on their iPad on the Montgomery College YouTube page.
And there is Talia Kunkar. Nice shots of the fans in attendance here. The games have been well attended this weekend.
They have been.
And that's part of the idea of the tip-off tournament, is to introduce the teams to the public, to their fans, because as we well know at this level, team personnel changes very rapidly because of the 2-year nature of the school, and you know, quite frankly, a lot of players may only play a year before they go on to a 4-year school.
Yeah.
Or to whatever. So, yeah, it's always good to get reacquainted with the rosters. So that's a great part of a tip-off tournament. There's a kick ball, but the Raptors come up with it. Chachua was fouled by Vernon Lee. And that'll put Will Chachua on the foul line. First shot up, no good. Lee with the ball. Lee Walton for three, in and out, no good. Rebound, Chichua. Did a nice job of boxing Dukes out. And a travel. So the Raptors turn it over. And here comes Benito Calla coming in for Will Chichua. Kennedy out to Lee for three, no good. Kennedy with the rebound. And there's a travel. So this game has gotten a little sloppy.
It has. MC has the ball right now, though. They have a good chance to cut this at least down to 5. See what they do here.
Raptors led early, but Union has now led for the last 6-7 minutes.
Good shot.
Lockery, nope. Rebound to Jordan Miller. Running point into Miller amongst the tall trees. Rebound Dokum. Calla. Abdul Mateen Robinson saves it. To Martin in the corner for three.
Big time three.
Good possession for the Raptors. Cut that lead to 4. Jordan Miller with the ball. To Walton. Raptors double teaming him, and they're going to call it on Calla, I believe. Jaden Robinson comes back in for the Raptors, along with number 23, Kamal Williams for Union. So Union lost yesterday to Paul Camp, 71-63. And the Raptors ended the day with a tight loss to Morris. Neither of these teams wants to go home winless for the weekend. Jordan Miller's jumper misses everything. It'll be Raptors ball. Will Chichua checks back in. Short breather. And Abdul Mateen Robinson takes a break. Chris Miller with the ball. Oh boy, that was a tough layup by Miller, Martin.
Yeah,
really
very strong.
Really strong move. And there's a travel. So the Raptors with a chance to tie or take the lead here.
Very crucial possession. Right under the 5-minute mark as well. Almost at the 4-minute mark where things can get real serious.
Lockery leads with the inbounds pass. Gutsy move. There's Chichua. And he's fouled. So Chichua will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. That's the 8th team foul of the half for Union. Raptors with 6. At this point yesterday, I think you probably had 15 fouls on each team.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not exaggerating.
It was 46 fouls for one team. No, that was obviously a terrible joke, but there was a lot of fouls.
You may not be far from wrong.
No, I mean, it was – that game was reffed maybe a bit too tight. Every single ticky-tack foul was called, and we understand, like we were saying yesterday, that you want to keep the game, at a safe kind of rate and like an even playing field, but everything was getting called.
Everything. I mean, any trip into the lane seemed to end with a foul. And that's a shot clock violation on Union.
Chance to take the lead.
Raptors have a chance here to grab that lead back. Union has led for over the last 10 minutes. Martin. Drive. Oh, in and out. Dokum, good rebound. Puts it up, no good. Chachua. And I believe they're calling a foul. Yep. And that'll put Chachua on the line. There's a lot of bumping and banging under there.
Yeah. And it's like once you get the rebound, there's 3 people right on you right away.
Like, the ball's a magnet.
Yeah, it's hard to grab the board and then go straight back up. And if you do, you got to go up with a lot of strength and a lot of power, because if not, they're gonna just strip the ball right from your hand.
So we're tied now. Chachua can put the Raptors ahead, and he does. So they retake the lead. Good ball movement by Union, but the shot won't fall, and another nice rebound by Dokum. He's definitely having much more of an impact today.
He is.
Saved by Martin. Lockery gets it to go.
Shooter's roll.
Yep. Well, it was a nice soft shot.
Yeah.
And the rim was forgiving. Walton, way long. Raptors now with a chance to build on this lead. And there is a foul on number 23, Kamal Williams. Fouled Martin from behind. Makes the first. And he makes them both. Raptors up by 5. And in comes Benito Cala. Maurice McKnight in now for Union. He was one of the starters. He's back in. And he traveled.
Good defense. Put that pressure on him. Made the opponent kind of move before he wanted to, and that's what made him travel.
He was trying to break through the Raptors' defense. So Robinson inbounds it to Cala. Jaden Robinson. Lockery from 3. Oh, too strong. Missed everything. Ahead to Chachua. Feeds Robinson, no good. Battle for the boards. And wow.
Oh.
Out of control. McKnight knocked to the floor, and he'll go to the line. That's the 7th team foul on the Raptors. So it'll be 1-1 for Maurice McKnight. And he makes the first. So he get another. And he makes them both. Cuts the lead to 3. Pressure by Union, but the Raptors break it. Calla. And McKnight was all over him. The official looked at him like, I didn't have any choice but to call that foul.
Yeah, he's like, come on, man.
You had your hands all over him.
Yeah, that call must have been so obvious because usually the refs just call, make the call, then they tell the people at the scoreboard, and that's it. But he was like giving him a whole example of exactly what he was doing.
And now he's debating it with Devin Stanberry. And McKnight joined in as well. But the man in the striped shirt is not easily swayed. Calla misses. Rebound by Dokum. Puts up a little jumper, and it goes in. Sebastian Dokum is definitely having an impact today.
Yeah, really good game so far.
Much more promising. He had limited minutes last night. There, his defense altered that one. Ahead to Lockery. Nice lead pass. Lockery couldn't convert. There's a foul underneath, and Jaden Robinson will go to the line. That was a great outlet pass from Dokum to Lockery.
It was.
Good look at Will Chichua for the Raptors. Jaden Robinson at the foul line. And we take another look at Will Chichua. I'm wondering if he has a little bit of a hand or finger problem. He is holding his hand in an odd way in front of his body.
Yeah.
Let's hope, and that's, of course, his shooting hand.
Let's hope he's okay. I mean, there's under a minute left. I guarantee he'll probably try to play it out and then see if he can do something about it during halftime.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on it. Although we are running out of time here in the first half. Raptors defense toughening up here. And there's a turnover.
Really good job.
Yeah, he is definitely holding on to his, looks like the index finger of his right hand. Yeah, he's definitely, something's wrong there. I'm wondering if it was dislocated.
I don't know.
Taken away by Jordan Miller for the dunk. Right at the buzzer. So that is the end of the first half. The Raptors on top, 33-28. Good first half, Andre.
Really good. I was really impressed. Chichua And Dokum, he's been playing a lot better than he did yesterday, and because of that, the defensive rebounds he's been getting, and some of the points he's been scoring on offense has been helping the team.
All right, well, we are going to take a little break here for halftime, but don't go anywhere. The Raptors up 33-28 here at the half, and don't go anywhere. We've got some excellent Montgomery College information coming up for you at halftime. And then Andre and I'll be back for the second half. You're watching Raptors basketball on MCTV.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time, watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in, then break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause. You can't miss me, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need
How do you define Montgomery College? That's the wrong question. It's not how it's defined, it's who defines it.
This is a turning point. It's a moment to look to the future and reify your purpose.
MC is defined by those who put in the work, from early mornings to late nights, from the classroom to the workplace, with their family, their teammates, and when no one is watching. When our students declare to the world, "I am MC," they stand tall, backed by 1,000 experiences that have shaped them along the way, and alongside those who have walked the path with them.
There may have been moments of doubt when you were afraid by too much responsibility. Some of you have changed majors and found new inspiration. Through it, you have found the courage to surmount obstacles. If you are the first in your family to graduate, please stand up and say, "I am MC." If you earned a high school diploma and a college degree this spring, if you speak more than one language, if you are older than 50 years old, a military service member, an honor student, if you are a parent or a member of the Montgomery College graduating class, please stand up and say, "I am MC."
Those who embody our spirit don't just graduate and move on. Rather, they continue to represent us as the designers of change and the leaders that they've been the entire time. We don't just begin to be inspired by them after graduation. It's that in our eyes, they've been inspiring us every step of the way.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the place. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
I'm Jordan. I am a second year in the early college program. I'm currently majoring in elementary education and special education at the Rockville campus.
Hello, my name is Paulo Rivero. I am a second year student at the Montgomery College Early College Biotechnology program.
My name is Krushi Savla, and I was in the early college program. I completed the nursing program at Montgomery College, and I graduated in spring of 2022.
I found high school to be sometimes a bit challenging. It really depends on what courses you take. I wanted to challenge myself academically more.
I've always knew that I wanted to have my diploma in something else, like going into high school. So the early college program stuck out to me the most because the degree at the end.
The most fascinating thing about it was it had the career pathway that I wanted to choose regardless. So that really pulled me to it, saying, if this is what I want to do for my whole life, then why not start early?
When I came on campus, I was like, what did I get myself into? It was like, oh my gosh, moment.
My MC schedule is, I would say, is more flexible than high school. You don't have to spend 45-minute periods in one class.
In high school, we have 7 classes in the day. They're all only 50 minutes. Then you come to college, you don't have all your classes every day.
There is a lot of growth in the first 2 semesters that I've gone through. I think that's something that you would discover. You realize that, going to a professor's office hours is really helpful. It's a very good tool.
I was very nervous as to how I'm going to keep up the pace, but also excited to meet other people that, are doing the same thing as me, making new friends, and just experiencing college. So it's helpful, having that bond where we all kind of stuck together. We all knew what we all were feeling within each other. So it was that sort of empathy that, we all shared, where we all understood what we all are feeling. Yeah.
I kind of feel like I have a head start because I did 2 years in college before I went into a 4-year. I'm more responsible for myself, and I don't have reminders to go to class, do your homework. It's I have to do it. I didn't like how with AP classes, if you don't pass the final exam, you wouldn't get the credit. With the early college program, when I graduate in 2023, next year, I will have more than a credit. I will have a degree, and I feel like that will help me when I apply to a 4-year, more than an AP class.
Walking across the stage, it's surreal, I would say. Even for me, it's at 18, 19 years old with an associate's degree, I can step out and get into my career is a dream. It doesn't even feel real sometimes. And it really shows that there is no age limit at what you can do things.
I would recommend this program. I feel like it's gonna be really rewarding. I get to walk not once, but twice. I have a college degree. I'm gonna also have a diploma. It's gonna be a feeling that wow, I did it.
It's not that you can't do it, it's what's stopping you from doing it. If you want to do it, I believe you truly can do it because you have more than enough resources to get you through it.
So my advice to any new students that are thinking of going to this program is to use your resources, to be committed, and to persevere through this. Because once you have a good attitude towards this, you're unstoppable.
from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
All young men with suits and ties, just sitting in the crowd smoking big cigars. I hope you're ready for what's coming now. I'm the one, I'm the lady that will bring you down. That'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. Rock this place.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Career success starts at Montgomery College. At MC, you can prepare for a rewarding career in these exciting fields. And if your goal is earning a bachelor's degree, starting at MC is a smart choice. MC's award-winning team supports you every step of the way, with advising, tutoring, and career preparation to help you make your move. Join the thousands that are getting the education they need to succeed at Montgomery College.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make the child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part two, break you in then. Yeah, that's every day.
Employers are looking for licensed physical therapy assistants. MC has a 2-year degree program for jobs in this career. PT assistants work with people of all ages recovering from all injuries. You could be working at a hospital, a large corporation, a private practice, a nursing home. The list is long. And in this area, the average pay is good. Learn more about becoming a physical therapy assistant and how MC can help you get there.
And welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside my partner, Andre Anderson, and we are eagerly awaiting the second half of the final game of the Montgomery College tip-off tournament. It's been quite a weekend here. This is the 8th and final game. And in today's action, We started out the day with Frederick knocking off Nova in a women's game, 70-63. That was followed by Morris knocking off Paul Camp, 83-78. And just prior to this game, the Montgomery College women's team bounced back from yesterday's loss to Nova to beat Monroe 66-59. And here we are just about set to start the second half. The Raptors on top of Union by 5, 33-28. And we are looking forward to an excellent second half, aren't we, Andre?
Yes, we are. It's going to be exciting. MC is up, but you know that Union's going to want to come back. They're going to play hard. They're going to play fast, tough, strong. It's going to be a really good second half.
So here we are. We're underway. 20 minutes to go. And there's a miss. Abdul Mateen Robinson with the rebound. Chris Martin pushes it up the floor. Calla from the corner, no good. Chachua with the rebound. Finds Robinson. Off the rim, no good. And we go the other way. Let's set the lineups for both teams. For the Raptors, it's the original starters. Number 0, Chris Martin. Number 2, Jaden Robinson. Number 3, Benito Calla. Number 5, Ibrahim Abdul Mateen Robinson. And number 22, Will Chachua. For Union, number 2, Maurice Knight. Number 3, Jordan Miller. Number 5, Tyshawn Dukes. Number 11, David McKnight. And just one change. No, I'm sorry. He's out there. Number 23, Kamal Williams. So the original starting fives for both teams also will begin the second half. But both teams went to their benches pretty freely. Union with a deeper bench than the Raptors. But the Raptors got some excellent play off the bench from Lockery and from Sebastian Dokum.
Yes, they did. A lot of energy from Lockery. We also know he has the ability to shoot the three. And then Dokum with very good defensive play, rebounding, and also some scoring as well. So,
yep, he had a couple of nice putback little jumpers. Played some nice defense. Had a lot of rebounds. So it was a good first half for Sebastian Dokum, and that was very encouraging as he develops into what the Raptors hope will be a major, major piece of their offense and defense for the rest of the season. The Raptors jumped out to a lead in the first quarter, but Union took over and led for a good chunk of the first half. The Raptors came back with about 5-6 minutes to go to take the lead, and then took that lead into the locker room. And Chachua scores the first points of the half. The Raptors up by 7. Another travel. Chris Martin with the basketball. Jaden Robinson for 3, and he buries it. Again, the head coach for the Raptors is Jamal Wise. His assistants are Elliot Headley, Junior Blackman, and Ted Green. Head coach for Union is Devin Stanberry. Union College, if you're not familiar, is from New Jersey.
Good block.
And good block there by Abdul Mateen Robinson on Dukes. Dukes down the baseline. he's fouled. Not sure who the foul. It was on Chachua.
That was like one of your upsy skidly doos on that last one.
With power.
Yeah, with power. Didn't go in, though, but that was an attempted one.
Yep. So Tyshawn Dukes at the foul line. First one bounces around and drops through. Ooh, lane violation on Union. So that's deprives Dukes of a chance for a second foul shot and turns it over to the Raptors. And there's a travel on the Raptors. Chris Martin cannot believe it. He has a very incredulous look on his face.
Yeah.
He's like, he wears his emotions on his sleeve.
He does.
You know when he's happy, you know when he's not, and in that case, you know when he's befuddled. Like, how could you call that? Oh my goodness. So that puts Kamal Williams on the foul line. And he clanks it off the back. Second one up and good. Chris Martin with the basketball. To Robinson, he drives and tries for the dunk. Didn't go. Lamar Austin now in for Union. Feeds McKnight from the corner for three. So that draws Union to within three. So Thomas Lockery has checked in for the Raptors for Jaden Robinson. Martin for three.
Ooh.
Drains it.
Very good player.
From the top of the key,
man.
Another three. So Maurice McKnight answers the Martin three with one of his own. Lockery from the same spot, off the rim, no good. And here comes Union. Maurice McKnight with the basketball. Block from behind by Abdul Mateen Robinson. And the Raptors will take it. And here comes Sebastian Dokum in. As we said a couple minutes ago, he had an excellent first half for the Raptors.
He did. They're going to hope that he can continue that in the second half.
Yeah, he made quite an impact. If he can match that impact, it's going to be good news for the Raptors, that's for sure.
There you go.
And nice feed from Lockery to Dokum, and Dokum just puts it right in. So Lockery and Dokum make a quick impact. There's an interception by Chichu. He loses it, though. Just couldn't get the handle on it. McKnight, and he's fouled by Chichua. And McKnight was very smart with the way he drew that foul. So the Raptors with 3 team fouls, none so far for Union. There comes Jordan Miller, and he missed it. Abdul-Mateen Robinson into Dokum. Tries the power move, and it goes.
Very good move.
He powered it over Lamar Austin. He had the height advantage, and he used it. That's what you do when you're 6'9", 6'10", and you got a 6'4" guy on you. Get the 6'10" guy the ball.
Exactly. Always feed the mismatch.
Yep.
You got the ball spin move. It's a little, shot over the top. Exactly what they need to do.
So that's 2 quick baskets for Dokum. Raptors on top by 7. Dokum with a little jumper in the lane. I like the move, though.
Yeah. Agile for a big guy.
No, he moves really well for a guy his size. But I'll tell you, there's not an ounce of fat on him. He is, as we said in the first half, he is chiseled. And he moves very well. Raptors turnover. A little sloppy there. Need to build on this lead. No lead is safe. There hasn't been a safe lead in this tournament.
Not at all. Even a 20-point lead isn't safe.
No, we saw that in the first game of the tournament when Monroe had to hold off Frederick. They led by 20 after 3 quarters and ended up winning by 7, and at one point it was down to 5.
Yeah.
Raptors will inbound it at the midcourt. Martin directing traffic. Double team, and he's fouled. Foul is going to be on Jordan Miller. And we've got a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. Raptors led by 5 at the half, and they're up by 5 now with 12:42 to go in the ball game. 12:42 to go in the tournament. It's been a full weekend of basketball. If you're a basketball junkie, you got your fill this weekend.
Oh, yeah. You saw a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. Oh, look who's here. One of my former students, one of the former interns at Montgomery College, and now out making a big name for himself in the in the sports and television world in the Washington, D.C. area, Thomas DeVita. Tom was on the crew yesterday.
He was.
And did a great job, as always. And little Tommy, as we used to call him, is not so little anymore. He's doing a great job out there. And that's one of the success stories of Montgomery College television, is how many people come through the program as student interns and get jobs in the television industry, the film industry, the video industry, graphics jobs, on-air jobs, camera jobs. They learned at Montgomery College, and then they went out into the community, and they're making a really good living in many, many cases.
Yep.
And Thomas DeVita, who we just showed you, he's one of the prime examples. And we've got several other people on the crew today who have come back to help us out with this with these productions, and they're graduates of the program. There's one right there, Jaime. Jaime was here just a few years ago. Got at the other end, I've got Corey Wallace, who was a former student of mine, intern at the channel. Corey worked for the Commanders. He worked for the Nationals. Thomas DeVita worked for the Commanders. He works for the Nationals. He works for the University of Maryland. So they all came through this program. And there's Jose. Good old Jose. There's Peter. Yeah, or as we like to call him, Ponytail Peter.
Yeah, Ponytail Pete.
Yeah, Ponytail Pete. He may kill me after that, but you know. So it's a great laboratory learning at Montgomery College Television, and it's only gotten better. It's only gotten better. The channel is really on the cutting edge of everything going on in the television, video, film industries.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's tournaments like this that give student interns the experience that they can turn into paying jobs in the industry after they leave Montgomery College. All right, back to the action. Raptors holding on to a 5-point lead. Game has gotten a little sloppy here. Bodies flying, and what I like, however, is the officials are eating the whistles right now. They're letting the guys play. They probably want to get home and watch Sunday Night Football. And look at that. There is Gracie. Gracie is a current student intern.
Yep.
And she is doing she's doing the handheld under the basket, which is a very tough job.
It is.
It's also a dangerous job.
It certainly is.
And yesterday, Gracie directed one of the games in the first day of the tournament. 2 of the games, I'm told. So Gracie is an up-and-coming star in the television field in this area.
Ooh, that was nice.
Beautiful. 3-point game now all of a sudden. As it appears to me that Union has turned up the defensive intensity.
They have.
And the Raptors haven't really adjusted.
Yeah, a lot of fast-paced basketball in this quarter. Or this half, excuse me. MC still trying to find their groove, it looks like, while Union has come out the gates flying.
Double team out top. Lockery, Jaden Robinson for three, in and out. Raptors are going. Dokum with a great rebound and putback.
There he goes.
He took that rebound away and put it up and in. All right. Raptors now back up by 4. Martin. Abdul Mateen Robinson. Here's Dokum. Little fade away. Oh, almost fell. Almost dropped. Lockery retains possession.
But this is what I like a lot more. They're actually trying to run some plays. You know, they're actually trying to find specific people rather than taking these unbalanced shots like yesterday.
Ooh. And who's down? Looks like Chris Martin. It is. But he's back up. He's tough. So the Raptors maintain possession. Foul was on Walton. And Abdul Mateen Robinson, another rebound for Dokum. Another foul on Union. For the longest time, they had no fouls. Now they're up to 4 very quickly. 4 team fouls. And Jaden Robinson is fouled. So 3 quick fouls on Union. And that'll send Jaden Robinson to the foul line. Jaden is a freshman out of Dunbar High School in the district. Walton picked up another foul. Jaden Robinson makes the first. And he makes the second. Raptors up 7. A little over 8 minutes to go in the ball game.
Ooh, that was a good bucket.
That was a tough bucket there by Kamal Williams, number 23. He earned that one. Lockery wide open, takes it right to the hoop. No hesitation.
Lockery's a great player. When he comes off, came off the bench today, and a lot of energy, and he can score in different ways, not just 3-pointers or not just.
Oh no, he's very versatile offensively.
Yeah,
he's also unselfish, and he's very vocal out there.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good pickup for the Raptors. He's a transfer from Mount St. Mary's. From Arundel County, Arundel High School. Kale Kala back in. Jaden Robinson, the Lockery, drives the baseline, tries to reverse, it's blocked. Here comes Union. And Kamal Williams going right to the hoop again. But lost the handle, but it's off the Raptors. Right next to Jaime and Gracie. Jaime, one of our graduates, and Gracie, one of our current students. They didn't flinch.
They're pros at this. If that was me, I would have tucked and rolled.
Oh man, I'd have been flinching.
Yeah, I would have been just tucking and rolling out the way.
Lee from the foul line, in and out. Whose ball? Raptors ball. Union thought otherwise, shockingly.
Yeah.
Timeout on the floor with just 7:10 to go in the tournament. "30-second timeout." Even though it's Sunday evening, we've got a pretty nice turnout here.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been treated to an excellent weekend of basketball. A lot of great action. And there's a good look inside the truck. There's our director, Scott, and Mercedes next to him. That's a look of what they're dealing with inside the truck. It makes me dizzy. Makes me dizzy just looking at it.
That is inside the lab.
That's really where it all happens. Andre and I are just the mouthpieces.
Yeah, nothing special with this.
But the brains of the operation are in that truck. We're just the pretty faces, right, Andre?
I mean, maybe you.
There's our audio guy, John.
Mr. Watson.
And the woman who never wants to see her face on TV, Francine.
I'm so glad we got that shot.
I am too.
We might have to clip it off now, Francine.
I'm sure you don't have to tell Scott. He is clipping it off. Francine did her signature move, holding up her hand.
Show the replay. Yeah, that should be show the replay of Francine later on. Would be great.
But in all seriousness, folks, that is where the magic happens. We're just out here benefiting from all of it. And of course, the camera folks are just incredible. And then the engineering folks that help it look as beautiful as it does. Yep, Ildar is in the truck representing engineering. He's doing what they call shading the cameras, adjusting for the changes in light that the cameras see, and really helping things look as beautiful as they do. Let me tell you, these folks, I said it yesterday, I mean it. You have no idea the amount of work and preparation that goes into putting on 8 basketball games, producing 8 basketball games in a weekend. It's I don't want to make it sound like they're war heroes or anything, but it is a bit of a Herculean effort. So I'm just told by the truck, and I don't doubt this a second, the crew, the MCTV crew, has put in 27 hours of work this weekend.
Oh, they just got me stretching.
Oh, there we did. There they are.
That's the 27 hours of work trying to stretch out.
Yeah. 27 hours of work on a Saturday and a Sunday, folks. Think about that. And sometime this evening, people will go home, reintroduce themselves to their pets and their mothers and dads and husbands and wives and sisters and brothers and boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah, I told my girlfriend's still at home when I get there. She'll probably be like, I thought you left me.
My wife wondered if I was ever getting home last night. She was texting Scott in the middle of the game, "Where is Michael?" Great shot by Abdul Mateen Robinson. Raptors now up by 11, and we're under 5 minutes. Be a great way to end the tournament if the Raptors can pull this one out. And there's a bucket by Lee. Things are going to be real hectic for the next 4 minutes and 29 seconds. It'll be intense. So Chris Martin back in. Kala takes a seat. And Dokum is seeing plenty of minutes today.
Yeah, much improved from yesterday, so they're definitely going to keep him in.
And Jaden Robinson will go back to the line. All of a sudden, Union up to 18 fouls. That happened quickly.
Yeah.
Well, they're in trying to catch up mode.
Exactly.
And they're going to take risks. They're going to reach in, looking for get their hand on the ball, knock it away. You tend to get a little overeager in those situations.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's what we're seeing. So, I don't know. We have little meetings here in the foul line. Not sure.
It's the powwows.
Little powwows at the foul line and in the lane. So, we're ready to play some basketball. Robinson makes the first and puts the lead back to 10. Raptors can keep that lead at around this level. They would be breathing a lot easier with 4 minutes to go. Up by 11. And there's a foul. That's the 15th foul on the Raptors. So Union still not in the 1-and-1. Raptors are in the 1-and-1 and closing in on the double bonus. Double team in the corner. Gets it out of there. McKnight, Lee, almost tied up by Martin. And there's a rebound by Martin. That was a good turnover. Martin just couldn't find the handle.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was a good effort, though.
Excellent effort.
He was all the way on this left-hand side, putting his hand up to try to block the three. Then he ran all the way back over to get the ball. So he's putting in a lot of effort. He's played a lot of minutes today, too.
He has. And he's had the bulk of the ball handling responsibilities.
Yes,
so
he has.
He's carried a lot of load, and he just threw it away. Looking over at the Union bench, I see that Maurice McKnight has ice on his ankle. So he obviously will not be returning today for the Owls. Sorry to see that happen. Always hate when players get injured.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just, 1 game absence.
Those ankles can be tough. Particularly in basketball, the stress on them is crazy. Oh, I don't know how Martin missed that. Chachua with a great rebound. Loses the handle. Picked up, and here comes Union. Excellent rebound by Dokum. He hustled down there and got the rebound. He runs the court very well.
He does. He doesn't look like, a 6'10", uncoordinated guy. Like, he's very agile.
No, he runs very – look at that. Oh, got it again. And what's the call? Travel. He was battling. He thought he was fouled. Probably was, maybe 5 or 6 times. And got a player down. And that looks like Abdul Mateen Robinson.
It's like a cramp. Oh, yep.
Yeah, it's a cramp. In the calf. You can see the calf.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is the worst.
Corey, we could have done without that shot.
Cramps are the worst.
Oh. And those are tough.
Yeah. He's going to need a lot of Gatorade and water after this.
It's not all that warm in the gym, but obviously these players are putting forth maximum effort.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you replenish yourself when you're playing a basketball game like this at this tempo with this intensity. So they're going to – he'll be all right. It just takes a while.
Yeah, a couple minutes to get that cramp out, some fluids.
Yeah.
And he'll be good to go.
Yep. He's in good hands over there.
The worst is when you're I remember, growing up, going to soccer tournaments and things like that, and then you go to like a restaurant after the game with your team or something like that. Then you get a cramp in the restaurant. And then obviously it's painful, so you don't want to like scream.
Yeah.
And everybody starts looking at you like, why is this kid screaming in a restaurant? So then you're just trying to like, endure this pain.
Yeah, sure. I mean, everybody can relate to, you wake up in the middle. Oh my goodness. Jaden Robinson almost brought the basket down with that dunk. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was a daring. Here he goes again. Oh, couldn't quite get it. Teardrop, it falls. Jaden Robinson, that basket is still moving.
Yeah. The guy's a high flyer.
That was a high flyer, boy. Lee takes it away. Jumper, good. This thing is not over, folks.
Nope.
Minute and a half to go. 9-point lead by the Raptors. That was some blazing action there. Crazy. Good look at the Raptors bench. All right, now this is when some of the lessons that Coach Jamal Wise talked to me about will come into to play. He talked about the end of game situations. When the Raptors are ahead, it's a close game.
Yeah.
Being aware of how much time is on the clock, how much time is on the shot clock.
Yeah.
What the situation is, all of that.
Yep.
And So this is part of the development.
Yeah, it should be good for them.
Yeah, the Raptors had their opener, a very similar situation to this, and they let it get away. So Coach Wise talked to me about that and how they were working on those situations. So let's see what they've come up with. It'll be Raptors ball. And Union's going to press them. No surprise there. Lockery back in for the Raptors. And Cala's getting ready to check back in. And Martin breaks the press. Lockery back to Martin. They'd like to work a little clock here if Union will let them. Union's not ready to foul yet. Martin. Chachua comes up with it to Dokum. 4-2.
There you go.
Nice feed in traffic by Chachua, and Dokum put it away. 7-point lead now for the wait a minute, they just changed the scoreboard on us. 11-point lead for the Raptors. Chua hits the deck hard. Hopefully he's all right. More moisture on the floor, and that's dangerous for the players, particularly at the speed these guys are playing.
Oh yeah, they run so fast, and they like have those sharp cuts and the the stops.
Raptors got to get it across, and they do barely. Cala has it taken away by Lee, and he goes up and he's fouled. That was a good foul. Lee had a sure two. Now he's got to go to the line and earn them. Not that he wouldn't have earned that layup because that was in traffic. 28 seconds to go. The Raptors up by 11. And he misses the first. And here comes Abdul Mateen Robinson back in. Cramp has subsided.
Yep.
And let me tell you, folks, that was a cramp and a half. Shot off the iron, no good. Abdul Mateen Robinson with the rebound. He needs help. He's got it. Chachua is fouled. Fouls on Lamar Austin. 19 seconds to go. And that'll put Chachua on the line. He'll be shooting 1-1. All important first shot. Up and good. That's a big foul shot. Second shot up, no good. Here comes Union. Time running down. Up, no good. Dokum with the rebound, and that's the game. Jaden Robinson puts the icing on the cake with another dunk. And the Raptors are going to go home with the win. It's academic now, these last 1.8 seconds. And that is it. The Raptors bounce back from a tough loss last night to take this one 66-52 over Union. The Raptors get their first win of the season and now moved to 1-3 on the season. Andre, has a big win for Montgomery College.
I think it was, and we saw a great performance from a lot of players. Martin, we saw Robinson as well. Actually, both Robinsons, and Dokum though. He really stood out today, and this could be a spark for him to continue to do what he did today throughout the season.
An outstanding game for Chachua as well. And what I think you and I both really appreciated today about the Raptors is that they slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah.
They ran more of a half-court offense.
Yeah.
They ran some set plays, and they were effective.
Yeah, it looked really good for them.
They were effective. So their defense was strong, and they put the icing on the cake on a very, very successful tip-off tournament here at Montgomery College. I know it's been a long weekend, but it's been a fun weekend.
Yeah.
And it ended perfectly for Montgomery College. Montgomery College women beating Monroe, and then the men knocking off Union to end the tournament.
Yep. Very good. Very good. Both teams finally got a win. Both teams have something to work on, to build on, and like you said before, it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. And, again, it was a very successful tournament. We want to thank Montgomery College for hosting it. I want to thank everybody once again on the Montgomery College crew for having me back and for doing such a great job of producing these basketball games. So for my partner, Andre Anderson, who has hung in there all weekend, buddy, great job.
You too.
I'm Michael Brown, and we want to say goodbye from Montgomery College in Rockville. Thank you so much for watching Montgomery College basketball on MCTV.